Hello, and thanks for your click. This is an important introduction into a small series of videos that partially reveal the power of spirits to affect humans. Before you listen to these videos, please listen to this message carefully. Otherwise, you might get disturbed unnecessarily. Not every ghost, not everything ghosts do is wrong or bad, even if it's uncomfortable and creates problems. Sometimes you must get through a situation to free yourself from karmic debts or to develop yourself. God allows evil so that we can understand, learn, grow, and mature. There is a certain scope for evil spirits. It gets problematic when certain limits are exceeded, especially when a person has a strong urge to do good, to wake up as a soul, and to turn to God. The following information is intended to help raise awareness in a field that has been more or less hidden from most people so far. This should enable you to recognize and understand that we share our life with spirit beings and some basic things happening in the invisible. By that, one may awaken spiritually and experience a powerful boost in motivation and development. It can be painful, exhausting, but also initiate a healing process. And healing is what many people oppressed by spirits desperately need today. Simply sending the spirits away or keeping them away with spirit healing usually is not a solution. This is about changing, working on yourself. After all, this can only be achieved through a sincere connection to the divine. That way, the ghost will feel so uncomfortable that he will leave to find a new home that suits better, sooner or later. The love of God can even calm evil spirits down, create understanding, and help them find happiness in their own way. In such a case, the spirit will give up its hostile disposition, which would be the nicest, most elegant solution. Imagine your body is a house. You live in a certain room. Your house is quite big, more like a palace or larger. It's so big an infinite number of beings fits in. How many and which spirits reside in a person's body varies. It could be just a few or many, like hundreds, thousands, even millions or more. There is no upper limit. Everything you will hear from me now relates to a spirit possessing a human. This is the extreme case, where the spirit or even several spirits are in the same room as the soul of a man. Of course, spirits not so close to that room also might have more or less influence. You might find out more about that over time through careful observation and reflection. A spirit occupying a person completely is connected to all bodily functions in the same way as the human soul. He can even hear any thoughts and see all imaginations. In general, spirits in a body can more or less participate in human life, perceive the world through the corresponding organs like eyes and ears. Usually, everything they do to us has a specific reason or occasion. Unfortunately, this can also be a false reason, or there is no reason at all, and they do it anyway. But that's a violation of the rules, and they will have to face unpleasant or undesirable consequences. But they may accept it because they think it's worth it. What you get to know here should help you to recognize and overcome malicious, unjust attacks, interference, encumbrances by spirit beings. But normally, this should not happen. Suffering is an important part of human life. You can grow and mature on it. An illness can be part of the life plan or arranged to fulfill a specific purpose, which is also in our interest or simply necessary. If that's the case, the spirit behind it cannot simply be sent away. He's fulfilling a mission, and he has to do it. Accidents usually are brought about and carried out in a controlled and planned manner and part of fate. The crucial question is, do you face a malicious attack? because that's a crime. Suffering, given for a good reason, can only be diminished by love, compassion, grace. But if it's a breach of rules or a crime, it's possible and your good right to defend yourself. Observation and reflection help you to evaluate things correctly. That's a task to face. Anything that impedes you to grow spiritually or to do things that are good and positive is suspicious. Anything that doesn't make sense on closer inspection is suspicious. It's about being vigilant and putting everything to the test. This is how you can track down the evil spirits. Problems can often be eliminated by consistently eliminating all possible causes. Sometimes a ghost hides behind some flimsy pretense that doesn't come to mind because it doesn't make sense. Of course, there are normal diseases that can and should be treated normally, but there are also complaints that have not been clarified by conventional medicine or that cannot be treated well. That's what this is about. For example, basically, it's completely impossible to control yourself on all levels. It's normal to be controlled partially, but you can increase your level of awareness and reprogram yourself. Some things in life have to happen that way, and it's not possible to resist it. But you can always try to experience and understand the processes as consciously as possible. This way, unwanted influences can be recognized and one can evade them. It's extremely important to understand that suffering is always valuable. At least it's a way to pay off karmic debts. If it's a crime, it's taken into account and you will get some benefits. God collects these benefits and uses them to help to proceed on your spiritual path when the right time has come. For example, that's oil for your lamp. To suffer in this way is a merit and an honor before God. It's practically impossible to get free and reach God without suffering. No gain without pain. God is with those who are suppressed and treated unjustly. The moments you suffer the most, God will be closest to you. It's our right to search for the truth, to defend and fight back. But as long as we are at the mercy of the enemy, all the pain is for God. Always keep that in mind. That makes a big difference.